Jai Shri Krishna to all. Welcome to Path to Anandam series. Power of forgiveness. Kṣama. Just wanted to remind again everyone the purpose of our sessions. Know our true self, that we are Satya Anand. And whatever comes in the way, we remove those causes not to experience who we are. So these sessions are mainly focused for enhancing the quality of our life, self-improvement. How can we become a better and better human being to experience my true self? And also, while living in this world, find the solutions for daily problems through righteous actions. Attain healthy, happy, and peaceful life, and abundance and everlasting happiness, Anandam, because that's our true nature is, Satchit Anand. So these sessions are focused on how to remove all the barriers which come in our happy, healthy, and peaceful life. Because that's what our purpose of life is. But many times we forget. So these sessions answer those basic questions. What is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? How to attain my purpose of my life? And the main process is purification of our mind and heart, and transform our old habits, our old consciousness, uplift ourselves, improve ourselves, and experience that journey. So we are all together here to experience that journey with these talks, through meditation, Bhagavad Gita's teachings, Patanjali's yoga, meditation, and mainly taken from Bhagavad Gita, because as Hariharji Maharaj said, Bhagavad Gita is the answer to all those seeking enlightenment on the various problems of life. So pranam to Hariharji Maharaj and Supreme Power Krishna Bhagwan Ji for bringing us together this morning, and for all of his blessings, putting us together here. And whatever you see on this page is all blessing of the Supreme Power and Guruji. I'm Satya Kalra, your host and founder of Path to Anandam, blissful living, and going through removing all those barriers and experience my true self. So forgiveness, today's our session, is the path to Anandam. Freedom from body, mind, and soul for all the miseries, limitations. So in other words, it's the freedom for body, mind, and soul. And its name also is in Sanskrit is called Kṣama. There is no good English translation, but this is the closest it comes. Kṣama means forgiveness. So what is to Kṣama, forgiveness? Why forgive? And how to forgive? What does Gita say about it? And by practicing, by learning, putting all the efforts, What are the benefits do we get? And what are the proofs? Because science and spirituality is the two sides of the coin. So it has to be mushed together to understand both sides. And our daily spiritual planners through the practice. And then our sankalpa to practice. I choose forgiveness and freedom. And then long questions of homeworks and self-inquiry, etc. And then we end with meditation. I forgive. And then question and answers or comments. So true meaning of forgiveness, Kṣama. Forgiveness, freedom. It equals to the freedom. And actually there are many different definitions, but in a spiritual word, it is defined as letting go of hurt, conscious release of past resentments and hatred, bitterness, chirchidpan for toward some situations or toward others, and offering love and compassion to ourselves and to others. And in the modern definition is freedom from anger, release of resentments, moving forward with ease. And then medical and lifestyle definitions, healing practices, self-healing practices, lowering stress, restoring the balance and our well-being. So forgiveness is the final form of love. That's what Reinhold Niebuhr said. And also, many times it is known, people say forgiveness is a sign of weakness. However, it is a sign of strength, not the weakness. As Mahatma Gandhi also said, the weak can never forget and forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. So this is one of the strength, and that's what in Bhagavad Gita is known as the divine qualities. Actually, in Bhagavad Gita, Kṣama has come many times. And I just highlighted some of the areas or some of the places where it was my favorite places, but it is known as the divine quality. Devi Sampad. And not only it stops just at Devi Sampad, it says Devi Sampad Vimokshaya. It takes you beyond the limitations. It takes you to the moksha. And then it says Teja, Kṣama, Dhrakti, Socham, Adroho, Nati Manita. When Krishna Bhagwan Ji explains all these divine qualities to Arjun, and then finally he says, don't worry about it. You are belong to this Devi Sampat qualities. You have those. And there's a Kṣama. Kṣama is the one. And so these are the hallmarks of devotee with higher consciousness. And then in chapter 12, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam Mitra Karuna Evacha Samdukha Sukha Shami. So free from hatred, friendly and compassionate. So it's not just the Devi Sampad, but these are the hallmarks of the people who have a higher conscious level. Jnanis, Tattva Jnanis, etc. And then it is a gift. Bhagwan Ji says, I am the one who, all these qualities come from me. In other words, I give that gift to all of you. So buddhir jnana masso moham kṣama satyam dhamma kṣama. So intellect, knowledge, freedom from delusions, forgiveness, truthfulness, self-control, tranquilities, etc. come from me. So these gifts are not just come from God, but we can give those gifts to ourselves by developing those qualities. And today the focus is forgiveness. And it is the quality of a wise person. Again, it repeats here. Shamo, Dama, Tapa, Socham, Shanti, Anjavam. So he tells Arjuna, don't worry about it. These are the qualities Gyanis have. You are one of them. You are the pure soul. So pure souls have these qualities. So forgiveness is the direct path to healthy, happy, and peaceful life. And God's graceness. That's where Bhagavanji says, one who does the Kṣama is very dear to me. So, what is Kṣama and what is Akṣama? It's a clear distinction, the forgiveness and non-forgiveness. So in summary here, you can see what we talked. Forgiveness is letting go of our hurt, past, present, whatever our hurt, we are holding the hurt within ourselves. But non-forgiveness is continuously holding about those resentments and talking about it. And this person did this to me, and Bhagwanji was not fair with me. Bhagwanji did this to me, and the nature did this to me, and the others have done to me. This is all the qualities of non-forgiving people. And they live in anger and hostility all the time. They're hurting. They are living in fearful life because they're holding the anger. But forgiveness gives the compassion and peace. Freedom from inner healing. It heals us. It reduces our bad hormones, cortisols in our body. It gives us more endorphins. But Kṣama, is this the bondage, always burden on the mind, always irritating us because it is always bothering us, though we might not even realize it. And because of that, then stress comes and our health is compromised and it blocks the love and it fuels the revenge and hatred, and it comes in our nature. It makes one goes to the lower conscious level, always irritated, upset. But when we practice Kṣama, lower stress level, stores balance, open heart to love and compassion, and we grow. Our spirituality grows. So basically, it gives us a distinction. So then the choice is ours. By knowing this, now we are more aware of it. So again, summarizing here, why forgive? Why give away our bitterness and resentment? And here, L. Blackwell said so well that hatred, unforgiving, which is hatred, we are carrying a live coal in our heart, far more damaging to ourselves than to others. It's hurting us. And we all have experienced that something bothers us, if somebody says something and something, and then we cannot sleep, we are upset, we are just, and here the techniques, how we can get out of that. And it gives us the inner freedom. It breaks the cycle of revenge. It takes us to next level of spirituality, and we develop the divine qualities, not just only the forgiveness, but as we saw other qualities, Kṣama, Satya, Abhay, etc. And of course, health reduces stress, improves immunity. Our relationship, many times the relationship is compromised and damaged and broken. But it helps us to restore harmony in family, in community, in nations. So here is the one point that question comes. If I forgive, then it means I can mingle with this person all the time and still, because when we see that person, then again those things comes and all. And it simply says, you can forgive, but does not mean that you have to continue to mingle with that situation or that person. So it's saying not excusing or forgetting, but choosing to transform. So the choice is again here, because it transforms our pains into peace and peace over poison. So whatever poison, vishad we are taking within ourselves, it will take us to the peaceful state. So all of our miseries and pains convert into peace. So it is a key to the inner freedom. So it is a divine key to our inner freedom. So again, summarizing the benefits for body, mind, and soul, because it connects the body, mind, and soul. So for body, it lowers the blood pressure, heart rates, stress hormones, and mind. For our mind, it reduces the anxiety, stress, and many times, many people go into depression. And that's why it is called, this is a healing technique, and actually it is used in many hospitals along with meditation. But by practicing the forgiveness, it rewrites the brain. In other words, it's rewiring the brain. Here you can see here how before and after, how it's shining. So how much resentment causes the damage in the brain, lose the memory, causes many diseases like Alzheimer's and you name it. But here, little by little, it helps to decalcify all of our neurons. And for soul, it gives us the peace, compassion, and elevates our conscious level. So connection of body, mind, and soul, one can make a better decision. Example, again, going back to Bhagavad Gita, Arjun and Krishna Bhagwanji. When Arjun got so depressed, he couldn't think straight. His body was crumbling, his mind was confused, and he was totally disconnected. But when Bhagwanji brought him back, then he understood the righteousness, what was his dharma. And he says, Karishye Vachanam Tam. But this is not just the body, mind, and soul thing. It is also the medical data supports this, the medical science supported this. And that's where there are many therapies going on in many hospitals and universities and research, and shows that it lowers the depression and anxiety. And there are the abbreviations of the journals, like journals of psychology, journals of, there is a chemical balance journals also. And again, Stanford, Columbia, you name it. There is so many studies going on for improving the heart problems, heart rates, heart health, and blood pressure, and calmness, and depression, etc. So ultimately, it says that forgiveness equals to well-being because it connects body, mind, and soul. And it is not just a virtue, it is not just a divine quality, but it is a health booster. And Nelson Mandela, as we all know, was prisoned for 27 years. And when he came out, his heart was filled with love and compassion. And he forgave everybody for all of the doings because he saw a golden opportunity by forgiving. And he says that forgiveness liberates the soul removes fear, and creates love. So how to practice it? So we have to become aware if we are holding any grudges against anybody, why we are holding it. And that's where the second one comes. The first one is what are we holding? Why are we holding? The analysis part, and then action for correction. What to do? And there I actually put it here, said there are 7 steps to that, but these 7 steps are summarized in these daily practices. Because ultimately here we develop the divine qualities. And these divine qualities takes us to moksha, as I said, Devi Sampad Vimokshaya. So our practices for forgiving, and actually you look at this here, the forgive equals for plus give away for your own good. It's not that for others, for our own healing, for our own happiness, for our own anandam. So getting out of resentment, we should practice these things. And that's where it says Nitya Yukta Upasana. That's why this calendar comes. And start our day with the questions, what am I holding? And then start dissolving that by practicing with our Om mantra, by teachings of Bhagavad Gita, with yoga, meditation, pranayam, all these things detoxicate us. And then practice during the day. Practice during the day here. Be aware, what am I thinking? What am I holding? What am I seeing in others? How judgmental I am? Am I hearing good things or am I hearing the gossip? How I speak? Do I practice anudvekaram vakyam? Do I do my karma? Karmanya vadika rasta. This is all these practices are put it in the form of 5 monkeys, which reminds us over and over. And then to make it as a part of our personality, it has to go into our subconscious mind through meditation. So the practice of meditation is very, very important, because finally, with awareness, it transforms. Right there, you can see it. And then we feel one with others, one within ourselves and with others. So continuously practice during the day, whatever is needed. And in the evening, again, ask for forgiveness from God, from ours, and from others, if there are any. So forgiveness takes us more, purify our heart, transforms us, and we experience who we are by connecting with the whole universe within and without, within ourselves and with the rest of the world. And then we experience our eternal happiness, peace, anandam. So these are the practices, continue to practice. And then not to forget, sometimes we question, do these work or they don't? And Bhagwanji says, don't worry about it. I am with you. Sarva dharman paritajya means do all these actions, but do it for my sake, not for yourself. Sarva dharman paritajya mamekam sharanam praj. Come to me. I will take care of. Ma shucha. Don't worry about it. I'm there for you. So before going to bed, this is very powerful prayers. You can say words, you can say prayers, but sarva dharman paritajyam mamekam sharanam praj. Aham tvam sarpapebhyo mokshashyami ma shucha. So we feel that I'm not alone. Supreme power is holding me. So our sankalpa, I choose forgiveness, freedom. I release the past. I choose peace. I forgive and I am free. And once we have that kind of sankalpa, which is sankalpa bhavan, this is the power of sankalpa. And then kamasya takva means there are no selfish desires here. Is the supreme power we are aligning with the supreme power. And manse indriya gramam, with every part of our body. That's why those 5 monkeys are so important, with mind, eyes, ears, mouth, hands, with everything is tailored and practicing toward the higher self. And eventually it cleanses our subconscious mind, because it says, Shanai Shanai Uppar Med Buddhya Buddhi Grahita. Little by little, our buddhi, our subconscious minds get pure. But Atma Sanstam Samakatvana Kinchita Pichinte. So we should not sidetrack from our goal. Continuously walk on this path. And eventually we feel happy, healthy, and peaceful life. And Satchit Anand. So homework time. Lot of questions here, but these are very important questions. Self-inquiry. Swadhyaya Abhyasnam. So do I know the purpose of my life? That I am here to realize that I am Satchit Anand, my true being, my infinite nature. Who am I holding the resentment for? If I am holding any. If I'm hurt, I'm feeling unhappy, that's a question comes. How is the hurt affecting my peace of mind and health? Am I having unduly expectations from myself, from others? And that's why I'm resenting? Do I know the limitations of others? Because many times, sometimes people behave, we take it negatively, but we do not understand their limitations. Am I feeling guilty of if I have done something wrong? Can I forgive myself? What is making me not to forgive? That's a very good question here. And how can I ask for forgiveness? And that's a beautiful way explained in Bhagavad Gita, because Arjun also asked Krishna Bhagwanji for forgiveness, because once he realized that he's the supreme power, once he sees his supreme Vishwarup, he says, oh, I thought he was my friend. So he asked him, please forgive me, because I treated you as my equal, my friend, not realizing that you are the supreme power. So forgive me, like parents forgive their children, siblings forgive each other. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes wise older siblings do that. And do I regularly do my yoga, pranayam, and surrender to God, and then live in Sakshi Roop? So observe ourselves, because as Martin Luther said, forgiveness is not an occasional act कि कभी कभी करते हैं, किसी को कभी नहीं करते हैं. It is a permanent attitude. So we should continue to practice. So here and I wanted to share one example. I knew somebody. That fellow was so angry with his family members, especially with his elder brother, because they had some dispute. And he was so upset. And he said, I would not see my brother even on my dead body. I don't want to see him even at the last moment of my life. So they carry on these grudges. But on the other end, like Jesus, Christianity is known for forgiveness. Same time, Jainism, they even have a whole week, whole month, the day of forgiveness month, forgiveness week. So many religions practice, including in Bhagavad Gita, this Sakshi word has come many, many times, though I took it only, highlighted only 4 verses. So forgiveness, again, as I said, the divine key to take us to the next level. So this is my favorite one, because why it is favorite? Because I grew up with that particular statement. My mother, she was very spiritual, not a ritual. उनको पाठ पूजा में कोई मन नहीं काम करती रहती थी, but she always pray to God. She says, भगवान जी, मैं जानती बुझती कुछ नहीं हूँ, लेकिन मुझे माफ कर देना. If I have done some mistakes, please forgive me. वो हर समय भगवान जी से माफी मांगती रहती थी. So this is the way I put it here. If you forgive others for their mistakes, God will forgive us for our mistakes, because we have made many mistakes. And so today, let's forgive someone from our list. So forgiveness, the divine key to freedom. Before going to sleep, every night forgive everyone and sleep with a clean heart. So क्षमा ही है सच्ची ताकत, मन में भर दे शांति की राहत, क्रोध जलाए द्वेष सताए, क्षमा से जीवन सुखमय हो जाए. जिसने किया अपमान हमारा, उसको भी दे प्रेम सहारा. क्षमा नहीं है दुर्लभता, ये आत्मा की महानता. So forgiveness is the truest power. It brings the mind a peaceful shower. Anger burns and hatred drains, but forgiveness heals all the pains. Even the one who caused by sorrow deserves your love, a brighter tomorrow. Forgiveness is not weakness. You see, it is the soul's true dignity and empowerment. So thank you very much for attending the session. Power of forgiveness and healing yourself and blossoming with happiness, peace, and ananda. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.